They don't get it, guys. They don't get it, and they never will. I just heard a interview on, it was a panel discussion on CNN talking about what does the Trump victory mean? What are its causes? What are the people saying? And it's quite clear that these Ivy League media scumbags who are so out of touch with the average working person, they are so out of touch, they don't understand anything. Anything. This is the biggest FU to the system that the American people can come up with. The American people are sick of getting run over, run down, stepped on, spit on, told that what we see is not the truth, what we tell you is the truth, even though it is not what you see. They don't get it. They never will. What were the people saying? They were saying, go to hell. Go to hell. Take your high prices, take your lying manipulation, take your lawfare, take all of this garbage that you've been doing now for 8+ years and shove it. There's people out here who have problems. The price of food is rising every single day. Yes, the gas prices are nice and low right now, but the election's over. I think we all know what's going to happen. Drill, baby, drill. What does it mean? It means F you. Means you don't get it. Means you're out of touch. That you've been out of touch. You've been out of touch for a long time. This is why the UFC pops the way it does when Trump enters. This is why the UFC champion hands him his championship belt and thanks him and congratulates him. Not because he's an astrophobe or anything that you guys might want to make up, but because he's a man. He recognizes the fire and trial that this man has had to go through to attain where he is. And we're tired of it. The American people are sick and tired of it. So they turned out. They've turned out for that man 3 times. 3 times they've turned out for that man. One time, skullduggery and tomfoolery was afoot. Isn't it funny how almost the exact same number, it's so close, the numbers between Trump's voting bloc in all of his elections compared to the opponents. It fluctuates greatly. That's kind of weird, isn't it? I just find that to be strange. That's all I'm saying. It's strange. But what's not strange is that the American people said to hell with it. To hell with it. They turned out. From coast to coast, they turned out. Men, women, all races, all colors. Men, for the most part, we did our part. Gen X, we definitely did our part. What did it mean? These people are as out of touch as any group in American history. The mainstream media only speaks to the East Coast elites, the West Coast elites, and the blue state simps in between. Because I could say a lot of things about Minnesota and why it votes blue. There's a liberal guilt in this state that I do not understand. I just don't get it. That's a subject for another video. This state didn't give a giant FU to the system. This state said, we'll just bend right over for your system. But the rest of the nation didn't, for the most part. It was the biggest FU in the history of the United States. The mainstream media does not understand it because they're out of touch. That can never change. Because of who the mainstream media is. They are one and the same with the bureaucracy that we have to live with. I should have just turned my camera so you could see the car that just went by. That was amazing. Okay, back to the subject. The government, the bureaucrats, the high-level ones, the Ivy Leaguers, they all went to the same school. They all went to the same indoctrination centers. They're all on the same team. They're all in it for themselves. Because one side is the same as the other side. They are the same coin. And now we recognize it en masse that you are indeed two sides of the same coin. This is why you're being rejected. This is why your ratings are down. This is why approval for the government is at an all-time low. This is why Donald Trump was swept into office with a mandate of the people. And I'm so glad to see that the Department of Government Efficiency is getting up and running. Please take all of their recommendations to heart and act on them where possible. And get Vivek in the cabinet. I want Vivek in the cabinet. I don't want him just doing that. I know he's an entrepreneur and he has a lot of things on his plate, I'm sure. But he wanted to be president, so he wanted to take some time out of that. Let's get him in the cabinet somewhere. I think he would make an excellent Secretary of State over Marco. Not the subject of this video. Subject of this video is that the United States gave the elites, the mainstream media, the bureaucracy, the government, the giant middle finger. Gave them two of them because this is the second term. Two giant middle fingers, two giant FUs. And I'm in no way surprised that the media and the deep state have no idea what's going on or why it happened. Why would they? It's happening in America. They're not in America, they're in the swamp. That's why. Because F you, stay sour.